Hello. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now do you have, I don't turn on audio. Stop it. Can you guys hear me now? To redo my whole spiel? Okay. Well, here we go. So the reason for this live stream, not muted, I promise. It's just when I change my laptop from my work dock to my personal, sometimes I have to switch the audio. So my bad. I apologize. It's going to be really boring first 2.5 minutes of this live stream. But here I am. Thank you. Welcome. People wonder how I managed to have these ways of finding out information about people. And I swear it's not any sorcery. Maybe it's a little sorcery. I am from the magic capital of the world. But in reality, there are tools that we can use for finding information fairly quickly about people. Granted, it's not the same as having what we call a lean search. That's the Law Enforcement Information Network, LEIN. So you'll oftentimes hear prosecutors talk, or judges talk about having a lean or a CCH on somebody. That is the full background of that person. And generally, if they have things in other states, they're able to pull those up too. Sometimes it's not the best information because it does get cut off if there's too many characters in it, whatever. But it does give you an idea of where to look if you think that somebody has an out of state. Mortimer Duke, thank you for the $4.99 hashtag possum revenge. Like, that's pretty funny. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to switch to my personal favorite for us being a border county. So what that means is our county in Michigan is right on the edge of where Indiana is. So we happen to have a lot of people that live here but work in Indiana, or vice versa, because we are literally in Sturgis. You're about 2 minutes from the line, the state line. So on this Indiana, my case, and I can put all of the actual websites in there for you, but this is what I use all the time. If I have any inkling that somebody might have a case in Indiana, I simply go here, we put in the name, I put in Davis and Deborah. Do I have any cases? It's not really me, but it pulls up for Indiana, not just criminal cases, which would be like state of Indiana versus the person, but also any Department of Health and Human Services cases, civil cases, small claims things. So for people that are landlords, or if you're wondering if you should rent to somebody or I'm not teaching you how to dox people. Stop it, squirrel. This is a educational channel, okay? This is to find out information about people that maybe your child is dating, or you want to date, or, you want, like I said, to rent to. You want to see what their history is like. Here's a warrant for W. Davis. That would be funny, though. Not funny. So anyway, you can also refine your search. So obviously, like, my name is very common. So if I had somebody's birthday, I would put it in, and then you can even limit it to just criminal citations, or just civil, or just family, or just probate, appellate, commercial, whatever. So then you just click search and you go there. So Indiana, in my case, one of my faves. Another one that is very specific to the county, and some counties have these, some don't. Our county does as well. I generally don't mess around with that one though, because I have my own sources within the court system. But so, for example, Kalamazoo County. So they're the county that is directly north of us. So again, your counties that touch where you are most often are the ones where people are going to get in trouble, where they might have some cases pending. So the 8th District Court, if you go to any county's official website, so you got to be careful that you're actually at their official website, right? So those are your like calcounty.com. Most of them are .gov or .org, but some of them are .coms. But if you scroll down, you can enter the 8th District case search. So again, you can either go by case number, partial name. So if we just put Davis, there you go. There's like a million Davises. So again, the type here listed, LT is a landlord-tenant case. SC is a small claims case. Ones with the O in front of them are typically some sort of ordinance case. GCs are general civils. So there's all different types of cases, but if you like click on one, you can view it, and it gives you the ROA, Register of Action. So we do use the term ROA occasionally when you're looking at cases. So you can see like who their attorney was. So they've got plaintiff and the plaintiff's attorney, that information. So kind of interesting. So close that one out. Another one that I like using is on the Michigan court case search. So this one is provided by the state of Michigan. It's not nearly as all-encompassing as the Indiana one. Indiana has pretty much every county and every, again, probate, civil case, criminal case, whatever. This one is specific to, you have to search for the court by court name, and then you have to go to each specific one. So kind of annoying, but sometimes if I'm really digging for something and I knew a person who lived in that county, I will click on their circuit or their district or whatever, even probate court for Allegan. So if we click on Allegan, again, same thing. You can just put first name, last name. Davis. I promise I haven't been in trouble in Allegan County, but there's a lot of Deborah Davises. So then you would search, and again, you can click on any of these, and it gives you different variations of the names. So Davis son, Davis, whatever. If you click on a case, DO, this one is a divorce case. DO is a divorce without minor children. So the events down here, you can show like all of the events that happen. So we're not going to dox this poor lady, but. And this brings us to then another favorite website for if you've now looked up information on people as much as you wanted to find out about their history, right? If you are just itching to get some live streaming because you're missing Judge Middleton for this next week, you can pop in here to the Michigan Supreme Court live streams of in-person or live streams of remote. And there's an archived videos of all of the Michigan Supreme Court proceedings. We also have archived videos of the Court of Appeals and the Court of Claims, and the Michigan trial courts have their virtual directories. So in the early phases of Zoom court, this is where people will go to then find who is streaming. So you can go by counties or by judge. If you know the judge's last name, you can put it in, or this handy dandy map. So that there we are, St. Joseph County. If you click on it, scroll down, and you see everybody's offline right now because, you know, it's after 5 o'clock. But if you click on watch, if they have virtual things going on, it would take you then to their YouTube page. So with Judge Middleton, he keeps some videos up for a period of time before he takes them down. But the other judges, if I were to go back, I don't think they have anything on theirs currently. Yeah, he doesn't have anything saved. His update from 7 months ago. And then sometimes Judge Pattison will have some interesting, yeah, he does have a few things. So he's left some of these on here for a while, but DM is a divorce with minor children. So this must have been some sort of a ruling that he decided to give. And there was a few other ones. It just says personal meeting room. He didn't mark it, but one was kind of an interesting decision that he made on a motion to suppress in a driving while intoxicated case. So sometimes you get those. But if we go backwards, see, wrong one. I think there's somebody up here, I don't know, in the northern counties that are kind of funny. Antrim County. So you can literally check any of these and see if they have any videos. So this was streamed 1 day ago. No idea what it's about, but look at them go. So if you're really itching to watch some sort of live streaming, there are things that you can find. So I'm going to scroll up and see if you guys have any questions about that. And say hi to everyone. Mark and Jill, nice to see you guys. Of course, Secret Squirrel. She's my girl. I think she's a girl. She's, you know, one of my moderators. Yes, I'm having a good day, and I'm sorry that I was muted, guys. Ridiculous, I swear. Just when I think I'm getting good at this. All right, I'm also going to stop sharing so it's not so obnoxiously large there. All right, and Secret Squirrel, thanks for super chatting me that I had no sound. That's Sweet of you. Okay. Hi, Ian. Yes, Trevor, if you could lip read, I had some really funny things I was saying. Not really, it kind of said the same thing over again. But again, look at that possum revenge. Thank you. Speak clearly and slower, and you might be able to read lips. I mean, I'm a fast talker. What can I say? All right. Lots of support for me getting my sound on. Thanks, guys. Let me see. Getting my spreadsheet right. You're right. So this is the information that goes into my special spreadsheets when I have a case that I really want to make sure that the court is aware that we have a situation where this person has maybe been in a lot of trouble. Yes, toxic tenants. So there's always been an option for people to come to the St. Joseph County Courthouse and use a computer program that AS400 looks like the Oregon Trail, but it's super unfriendly for people to use because you have to use like the control button is enter, and navigating around is very difficult. But there are some tenant or landlords that come in and they know how to use it. They've been using it for years. So they're able to check on their tenants and see how many landlord tenant cases that person has been involved in, if any. I mean, ideally the answer is 0. That's what they want for the people that they're renting to. But if they were involved in one, it has the information on who the landlord was, so they can contact them and find out what the deal is. Because sometimes a case ends up as a landlord tenant case and they go to court, but that doesn't mean that they're a bad tenant necessarily. Sometimes there's like a legitimate disagreement between them, and it doesn't mean that you're going to get a terrible review from the landlord, but it's good to do your homework before you trust somebody to move into a rental property that you have, because it's kind of difficult to get them out. Do I have a paralegal to do this or help you out? Or just a lot of this is done on the fly. In private practice, obviously, it was easier to just like text to my paralegal and my assistant. I had 2 full-time workers and like, hey, look this up for me. And they know how to use it really well too. But now that at the prosecutor's office, we don't have our own personal secretary. So a lot of the stuff like that, I end up doing on my own. All right, small state advantage, Connecticut, all on one state website. Yeah, I mean, kind of like Indiana, that is super helpful. Yeah, there is only one Debbie Davis. You're right. And yes, I know, Trevor, you guys are missing Judge Middleton. I bet he is relaxing and enjoying his time, though. Okay, mute yourself all the time. Well, there you go. See? Yeah, don't commit any crimes around me or I will find it. Hey, Peggy. Glad you got here. It's a short one, so should be easy to watch later. Late night with the girls. Yeah, it's going to be late night with the girls. I have a fair association meeting, so gotta stick around. Do we have many repeat offenders? Yes, unfortunately, we do. It's actually, if I were to guess as to how many of the warrant requests that I get that are people that are very first time offenders, like no criminal history whatsoever, that's very few and far between. So, everybody, I guess, that commits a crime, one of them has to be the first one, right? But it seems like the recidivism rate is not great around here, especially when it's related to methamphetamine use, which, I mean, if you watch our court systems, you'll notice that a lot of the cases have some sort of a connection to drug abuse most of the time. So it's one of those things where that's why we have specialty courts like adult drug treatment court and swift and sure program and sobriety court that tries to kind of break that cycle for people. All right, on to the real questions, Secret Squirrel. How are the goats? The goats are doing well. I mean, I'm not sure right this very second because I haven't gone down there to check on them because I got to go to my meeting. But yes, no goat babies, no kids at the house yet, but soon. Did the kids, I know you're all wondering, did the kids get the house clean for Valentine's Day? They did a pretty good job. I give it a B B minus maybe, but I'll be generous and give it a B. So we did end up going out to eat last night so that I didn't have to cook. So it was nice. Went to Wings, etc. It's one of the chains around here. I didn't have wings though. My husband, no, he didn't have wings. He has salad. Tucker had wings. If the fashion police exist, who would I like to see go to jail? Ooh, I don't know. You mean around here? I can't really do that. That would be very nice. But I would like to see certain articles of clothing be jailed, like those high-waisted mom jeans that like are poofy. Not the cool looking ones, but the poofy ones. Also, I don't understand why they sell jeans that are just ripped to shreds. Funny story. My husband, he's a few years older than me, and when he was in high school, he had jeans. I think they were called like used jeans, if anybody recalls that brand. But basically, it was jeans that had rips all over them. And his grandmother had gotten a hold of them for whatever reason. I don't know if she was over there helping do laundry or whatever. And she sewed all of the holes. She thought that they were supposed to be sewed. So much for his used jeans. Jail Dickies. Oh, Mike would go to jail because he loses his top buttons. Yes. I mean, some girls can pull off the high-waisted, poofy-bellied mom jeans, but it always just makes you end up looking like you're carrying a baby, and then it leads to awkward questions. All right, let's see. Tiffany. Oh, thank you. I would love to go down and live stream with the animals, but I just can't right now. Challenger. What if any challenges does needing a translator bring to a regular hearing? You know, interpreters for any foreign language are extremely necessary because, like, you'll hear the judges say, you may be able to speak English or listen to it and kind of understand, but in a court proceeding, it is so imperative that you have somebody that is there to interpret it so you are certain that they are given the correct information and don't misunderstand something. However, for example, when you have a trial, so you're talking a long process, not just like entering a plea or something like that, every single sentence, every word has to be interpreted, and it, for attorneys, it kind of breaks up your ability to get your point across because you're constantly trying to shorten your phrase, not use colloquialisms and things like that. And, you know, with being an attorney, storytelling is part of it. You're telling the jury or the judge your belief of how the facts are going to be presented or how they were presented if it's at the end of the case. And if you have to break that down into little chunks of sentences, it does not have the same effect as being able to narrate what you were trying to do in one fell swoop. So it's also very expensive. I mean, they're totally worth it. Don't get me wrong. But you're talking the expense of having a translator or an interpreter available for a 2-week trial is extremely expensive. Oh, Shelly got a broody hen, hoping for babies. I would love. So the 2 chickens that are remaining are still doing well. And my little Twix chicken is still doing well too. So thank you for asking. Oh, let's see. When JM is out of town, do you have significantly less to do, or do you appear in other courtrooms with the judges? It is nice. I kind of have a lot less to do in court, but it's still reviewing cases. I have a sentencing coming up on Friday for a criminal sexual conduct case that I handled. So reviewing the pre-sentence investigation, because that'll go in front of Judge Stutzman. There's always something to do. Warrant requests for new charges on cases, reviewing the digital evidence on cases that are already pending so that we make sure that we have everything that we need. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that people don't necessarily realize. Reviewing the PSI and petitions for different misdemeanor sentencings and probation violations. There's always something to do. Would it be possible? Would possibly be hilarious? Yes. Who would be a guest? Oh, who would be a guest that I think would be good? I think that's what you're asking. I mean, I think TJ would be funny if we could get him to do it. Tim George also pretty funny. Yes, overalls. I don't have any overalls. They seem like not the best. You're trying to, move around. I don't know. Maybe they're all right. People seem to like them. Would you in time like to become a judge? It's definitely in the wheelhouse of things that could happen. All right. Letha, nice to see you. Hope your treatment went well. What kind of budget are public defenders generally allowed for expert witnesses? So our county has a specific fund that the chief public defender, I guess, is in charge of. So if there is a criminal appointed case that the defender believes that there needs to be an expert witness or something done, they then fill out a request. I think, well, if they file a motion with the court says, yeah, this should be done, then they can work it out with the chief public defender to figure out how much of that fund is going to be used for it. Have I hugged a baby lamb today? No, I didn't go down and hug him this morning. I made the kids do the chores. Okay, a baby dove. That'd be fun. We had parakeet growing up, but that's really the only bird we ever had, besides my emus. Okay, do I remember my first case? Oof. That's a tough question because I worked for my father-in-law while I was awaiting bar results, and I was able to handle like some pre-trials and that sort of thing under a special court rule where he was the Village of Colon prosecutor. So if there was a prosecutorial case that he was handling, I was permitted to go do the pre-trial for it. So I think that was one of my first cases, like by myself. And I did a lot of abuse neglect case stuff with him too. So I don't remember my first circuit court trial though was the murder case from 2014. That one's still pending appeal. Okay, background research. Yes, definitely look at that Desert Sentinel. I think you might like it. Comment on St. Joe County's COVID restrictions, vaccine mandates, indoor masking. Honestly, Trevor, I don't have a good handle on that. It's different between the two parts of the courthouse. Number one, like we're required to wear masks on the court side, like where prosecutor's offices, district court, circuit court, probate court, that sort of thing. But on the administrative side, where the Register of Deeds and county clerk and like HR and all of them are, and where Mr. Stickley's offices, they do not have to wear a mask. So our side of the court is covered under like the Michigan Supreme Court Administrator's Office, or SCAO for short. And so if SCAO says you got to wear a mask, that's why our side has to. But then the county has the ability to set the policy for the other side. So, but as far as like vaccine mandates, we don't have any that I'm aware of in our particular county court system. Yes, hit the like button for virtual sheep cuddles. All right. Are all judges voted or can you be appointed? So a magistrate is not the same as a judge. I know one of my other streams, we kind of covered this. I don't remember when it was, or I'd point you to it. But a magistrate is a statutorily created position that is appointed. So the magistrate gets hired. The magistrate can explain charges to people, do an initial arraignment, set an initial bond, that sort of thing. Under very limited circumstances, they can take a plea from someone. They also conduct any informal hearings on like a traffic ticket, but they are not a judge. A judge in Michigan, all of your local judges, so your probate, your circuit, your district court judges, those are all elected positions, and they're nonpartisan elected positions. So you don't run under a party, you're not permitted to. So in our county, we have 4 judges. Like Branch County has 3. I think Cass County also has 3. But if there is a vacancy, there can be an appointment. And that appointment process, it's been a minute since we've had one appointed in here, but I believe that the final appointment is done by the governor at the time. Oh, Letha, I'm glad that your appointment went well. Was the financial help for tenants put in place because of COVID where people lost their jobs? That's my understanding, yes, that those were put in place to assist people that had lost their jobs due to COVID and then just kind of like morphed into this huge, long process. Colin, yes, it's extremely difficult to run against a sitting judge. And well, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't read the whole thing. I thought you were saying difficult to run against a sitting judge and like unseat them, which is difficult unless a judge is doing something significantly wrong. I think it would be difficult to come in and run against them. But I don't really agree that it would be hard to go and practice in front of them. We've had many a time in this county where multiple people have run for a position and only one can get elected, and the others continue practicing law and go in front of that judge. So I think it really depends on the person and the type of campaign that you run. And it's been very clean around here, to my knowledge anyway. So when somebody gets beat and they are not then the elected judge, but they still want to continue to practice law, you're going to be here. It's a small area. You don't have 12 different district court judges to kind of pick from and avoid the one that you ran against. So I don't think it's been an issue. A chore live stream tonight. Geez, you guys are just like asking for all the fun stuff. I did mark for a premiere tonight, which will be hopefully after my meeting, hopefully after my kids go to bed so that I can also participate and, interact with you guys and comments. But it's a live stream that we did a couple days ago where Natalie Lawyer Chick and I were invited to go on crimes, lies, and alibis. And again, every time I get on with Natalie, it's like a 2.5 hour thing. I don't know. It was just like natural flow of conversation, but it turned out to be a really interesting live stream. Obviously, 2.5 hours is pretty intense. So if you don't have time to sit and watch the whole thing, I know Terry on her channel has cut it into some chunks of different topics that we covered. But one of them that they really wanted to cover was the Summer Wells case out of, I believe it's Tennessee. Yes, Tennessee. And we had some kind of comments on that one of how people can help or hurt an investigation when there's a lot of public interest that's generated. All right, Fairy Dust, thank you for coming here from Kentucky. Oh, David, thanks. The Barnyard Fund. Yes, the Barnyard Fund for my covered eagle and hawk proof chicken run. Definitely need to do that. Is there anyone in St. Joe County? Judge doesn't know. There's gotta be, right? There's a few that come through. Let's see, that ever felt really sorry for defense moves. Yes, I mean, of course, like human beings, right? Human nature. But we are very fortunate in our county to have so many different options for people to avoid having to steal in order to eat. There's different food banks, there's churches that have free dinners, and there's really not a good excuse for anyone to do that. But yes, there are times when you really do feel for somebody who seems to be honestly in a really bad spot. All right, George, the judge question, I know. I do consider it. I really do. But honestly, I love what I'm doing right now. And who knows what the future holds. So, I mean, shoot, if CNN is like, hey, we need a correspondent and I can like correspond from my barn, I'm all in. But yes, I mean, running for a judicial position could happen. It's definitely something that I have considered. And if the time is right and it's right for my family, I would consider doing that. Yes, I do have a lot of lands. Okay, apologies. Hello, Tom. What do we got here? Expunged records still appear in third-party databases, kneecapping the purpose of expungement. Yeah, I don't know how to prevent that other than when your order of set aside or your expungement order is signed by the judge, you as the individual would probably need to provide a certified copy to any of those third-party databases. But there could be dozens, hundreds, I don't know how many databases are out there. So completely wiping your record of that could take a significant amount of time. and effort on your behalf. Okay, let's see here. Secrets, my naughty adventure fund. I don't have one of those yet. I need to like start one. I'm gonna definitely try to get some differentiation between what I've my goat treat fund, my naughty adventure fund, and then of course my please build the school in auxiliary gym fund. So that one is going to take a little longer to reach my goal. Okay, Matt Huff is a magistrate. Ooh, I don't know. I think he might have been going to be a magistrate. But we have Mark Trowbridge, Autumn Kiefer. Matt might be in training for it. I'm not positive on that one. All right. Hello, Gumpa Bill. Nice to see you. Ryan, I know my collapse. It's seriously, I joked with Terry. So Natalie had to leave at some point, and she kind of had like a drop dead time. Like, I got to get out of here at this time. And after she left, we still were talking about things. And then next thing I know, we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I said, I didn't think we were going to be able to beat my record with Natalie, which was like 2 hours and 30 minutes. And I think we went on for 2 hours and 38 minutes. So I tell you, once we start talking, it's hard to stop. All right. Yeah, I think that we will continue to do those type of live streams in the future. Okay, Arrow Scout. When the judge issued a warrant with a 48-hour hold, what does that hold mean? So the legislature in Michigan changed the rules about bench warrants where they, instead of the court being able to issue a bench warrant for failing to appear immediately, they want the court to hold that bench warrant for 48 hours, giving the missing person who failed to appear that 48 hours to contact the court if they don't have an attorney, or to contact their attorney and have the attorney contact the court and say, hey, I missed it. This is what happened. And the court then doesn't have to issue a bench warrant. And then kind of the in-between of that is the court can choose to not issue a bench warrant at all and instead issue a notice to show cause, where they then mail out this show cause that says you have to appear on such and such date and time in front of the judge and tell the judge why you didn't appear for whatever hearing it is that you missed. So if then you don't appear for the show cause hearing, you're more likely to get that bench warrant. But again, 48-hour hold on the bench warrant. If you don't like check your calendar, or somebody doesn't call and say, hey, I heard your name on the stream and you missed court, you better call the courthouse. If that doesn't happen and the 40 hours passes, then the court issues a bench warrant. And a bench warrant, you can get arrested. Like literally, if you are walking into Meijer grocery store and the police officer is like, wait, Debbie Davis? Yeah, you've got a warrant, and they can arrest you right there. And so definitely not ideal. We try to avoid having to issue those bench warrants because it does seem a bit unfair to just snatch people up. Oh, Peggy, thank you. $10 for the gym or for enlarging the barn. Oh, now I got to decide. Hey, cool. And $327 for my whatever fund. I like that. Whatever fund. I mean, I've always got something that I could use it on, right? Next Zoom with Judge Middleton. Probably maybe Monday or Tuesday. I have to look at it. I'm not sure when he's back. Actually, I could look at my calendar. Well, court's closed on Monday for President's Day, so I know I'm with him on the 23rd for sentencing. So there you go. Okay, we suggest dismissing the case. Can the judge overrule? No, the prosecutor is able to dismiss cases on our own accord. So, all right, Ryan. Oh, thanks, Ryan. You learned lots, so that's why. Doesn't feel like it's too long. Letha, our town, our county in general is a really excellent place. IRS's time limits for collections, right? All right, I'll show you cool ones. My whatever fund. I like it. Why does a judge send a bench warrant? Well, because it is a court order. It's not like, oh, maybe you can show up, maybe you shouldn't. If it's a court hearing that you've been summoned to appear at, like you got a ticket on the roadside and they gave you a date on your ticket, like you have to show up on this date and time. It's not a suggestion, it's an actual order. And so if you fail to abide by that order, the other option is you sit in jail until your case is resolved. So to avoid having people put in jail, they're given the option to have this ticket and appear like what they ask you to. And if you do, you don't sit in jail, right? Like innocent until proven guilty. So they try to keep you out in the general public and working and being with your family and all of those things, especially for minor traffic crimes. So it is frustrating when people don't take it seriously and then they just keep getting arrested and arrested and arrested. And it's expensive to bond out or pay the booking fees and that sort of thing. So you have to just show up when they ask you to. An Amazon page for animal treats. Oh, I should do that. They just ran an article in the newspaper about the new animal control officer in our county, which is near and dear to my heart because my dad did it for like 25 years. And he was, I would say, really good at it. And he would get donations from different companies and from kids that have birthday parties that instead of getting presents, they ask for donations for the animal control. So it's everything from like old towels to help with, cleaning off the animals when they have their baths and that sort of thing, to brand new toys and bedding and blankets and food and treats and all that good stuff. And they ran an article in the paper the other day about the new guy and how he's getting all those donations. And so it was really cool. So if I did do an Amazon donation page, it'd probably be something that could be used for any of them. All right. And then there's Peggy's. Thanks, Peggy. You're the sweetest. You don't want to owe out of money. Oh, let's see. Saint, if anyone knows, I didn't leave every single exit the conversation a minute in. Oh. No. You gotta engaging with people. Isn't that like the excitement of life, is being able to engage with people? I think it's fun. Let's see. It's hard to watch your lives as there's there's Texas courts going on. Oh, I should have tapped into one of those. How often do people actually come up with those photos? I would say maybe 50-50, right? If they have an attorney, I think it's more likely for them to show up within that 48-hour period because their attorney is actively going out trying to find them. I wouldn't think they're probably driving to their house or anything, but they're at least calling and trying to follow up hey, man, where were you? You were doing court. Okay, Tom, if a person gets an arrest warrant for failure to appear, later discovered that they're in jail elsewhere, does the record of the warrant get erased? I wouldn't say it gets erased, but the bench warrant would probably be recalled. Why the warrant is $5,000? The judge gets to set basically whatever price they want within reason. There's definitely parameters that they're supposed to be following, but $5,000 cash or surety. If it's $5,000 cash or surety, it can be a 10% cash or surety, which means they could pay just 10% of that $5,000 themselves, and it sits in the court's money, right? And then if they are found not guilty or the case is resolved in some other manner or whatever, that can be applied to their fines and costs, or they get it back, but the court keeps 10% of a 10% anyway. But if they pay a surety, then they would have to pay the surety that 10% and they don't get that money back. Or if it's a 10% bond, they can pay the surety 10% of the 10% and get out, but they don't get that money back. That was a lot of talking. Sorry. Needless to say, it's bonding out is expensive. And if you use a surety, you're not going to get that money back, even if you're found not guilty. It's the cost of being free. So kind of an unfortunate part of it. Okay, let's see. Do I like the arguing part? Of course, I could argue all day long, I say. Oh, Debbie snacks. Yes, that growing up, Little Debbie. That was Little Debbie snack cakes, Little Debbie. I have a Little Debbie Barbie doll that my friend's parents got me. It's pretty cute. Okay. Thanks, M. Perry. I think it's a good lipstick. I like it. Watching us on court. Yeah, I think it helps to see people going through the court process, kind of get you used to it. All right. Success stories. Yes, actually, a former client of mine has contacted me and he lives out of state now, but I would definitely say that he's a success story and he wants to start helping others that were in his situation. And I think it's great. It's very heartwarming to see somebody turn their life around and do good and positive things and then want to come back and try to help others that were in their same situation. So that was really cool. There you go, Mark. See? Used to be a criminal, turned to life around. I like it. Oh, Sandy, save the chicken fund, aka roof fund. Yes, my sister told me she lives on the other side of Poland, and her daughter loves chickens, and so they're always like she got an incubator for Christmas. Pretty cool. My niece, she's awesome, and they had some babies that the mom raised herself, and there's a couple roosters. So I think I'm gonna get a rooster from her because I think she has 4 roosters right now, and they're pretty docile. So I want to get it while it's nice so that it doesn't mean in chasing us around. But I vote for Judge Middleton or Judge Porter. I can't tell you who I'd vote for, but nobody's run against Middleton in a while, so I don't think anybody's going to run against him. And I think he is on his last term because in Michigan you age out at 70. You can't run after you turn 70. Oh, Dawn for goat outfits. Oh, the Disney Plus commercial. I watched it again and I loved it even more the second time. So, they make those animal pet outfits. It can be for dogs or goats. That's where they get their sweaters. But thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, we are running down to the last minute here. I gotta leave in a few to get to my meeting. Yay. Love meetings. Meetings about meetings. It was an exciting game. Why does St. Joe County not have a better online court database for searching cases? I don't know what the last word is. Oh, privacy related. I was like, is that a word that I'm not aware of? I need to Google it. I don't know if it's necessarily privacy related. I don't even know the program that they use that the people are able to search. With any data management, I think it's just it comes down to a cost that it's expensive, so it's hard for them to keep it up. Chicken outfits. Mark, you sold weed. I mean, it's legal in Michigan now, so sorry, buddy. I don't know your full name, but you're okay. It's all right. Something like that, not gonna ruin your life. See, you came out fine. Computer programmer, good career, you're good. Chicken outfits. Yes, I bought helmets for our chickens once. Like, I don't know, they were on Wish for like a couple bucks and they were really cute. So I think they're probably sold out at the barn. I know I have pictures of it somewhere. Also, my friend had one of those Monster High dolls or something her daughter had, and they had like snap-on wigs that go on. And so there were all these different wigs, and we put them on the chickens, and it was really cute. I'll have to find those photos too. All right. Hi, Simon. Mark, thank you. Oh, Tiffany, thanks for the super sticker. Very sweet. The blessings. No cap. I know what cap means because my kids told me. So thanks for not capping. Blessings to you too. Little Debbie was used without her parents' permission, and her parents were stained. Speaking of Little Debbie's, what's your favorite snack cake? Zebra cakes. Only answer. Seriously. They're my favorite. I love the Little Debbie zebra cake. Can't have them all the time. Christmas tree ones around Christmas too. Pretty delicious. All right. Yeah, if you guys could hit like, share, subscribe. Again, if you are an original subscriber to me and you're having trouble having the notifications work for you, you might want to unsubscribe and then resubscribe because my channel was originally marked as for kids because I didn't know what that meant really. And I didn't think it was a big deal, but then it became a big deal. So that might be why you can't get notifications. All right. And then a dog fashion stylist. Nice. Can you do goat costumes? Maybe. Yes, my kids do not win arguing. No, they don't. A natural media talent. Yes, Mark, I did. I went to school for broadcasting. That's on a live stream somewhere too. I don't know which one is which, but I really wanted to be a broadcaster, but then I had the option to go to law school, and I had a good scholarship, and my broadcasting professor was like, do it, girl. So yeah, I trusted her and not sad about my decision. So far it's been really good. Natalie, I have a question. She did not my littering case either. I was like, not my case. The littering case. But somebody keeps littering in my yard. I'm about to go find the receipt and search them. So if you're littering in my yard, knock it off. Okay, future president. Thanks, Harry. That would be kind of fun, right? I mean, anything could happen, right? Yeah, and they kind of cleaned the house for Valentine's Day, only because I said then we could go out to eat. But then like no restaurants were open, so we ended up having to do wings, etc. No cap. I'm not locking you up and throwing away the key. Locking people up is not what we do. We try to rehabilitate people, make the community better. So there you go. Yeah, Tom, like, no, they keep throwing like crap, like not like a whole bag of trash, but like Arby's. The nearest Arby's is in Three Rivers, or there might be one in Coldwater. That's like a half hour away, dude. Like, seriously? You choose my yard to throw your Arby's trash in? Why? But yeah, goats in the White House gardens. They would eat all the flowers. It would be very, very treacherous. I would have to make a whole separate spot for them. When someone is caught without car insurance, use something. I have a whole video on allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. You should go check that out. Yapyap.com. You just wanted me to say your name, probably. It's pretty funny. I like it. But allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code is a kind of a legal fiction that we use, but the reason why we use it is because there's no points on your license with the Secretary of State in Michigan, which causes your insurance to go up and maybe get canceled and that sort of thing. And it also does not get abstracted to the Secretary of State, so it doesn't show up on your driving record, which again negatively affects your insurance rates and that sort of thing. It's only on your local criminal record. So it is a misdemeanor. It does show up on your criminal record, but obviously it's not an assaultive crime or anything like that. And with the new expungement laws, there's all sorts of things that you can do to get things expunged off of your records. So have I been to Australia? No, Heidi. I want to go to Australia really bad. And I think my husband has no desire to do so. So I might have to make it a girls' trip with my sisters and my friends, maybe my mom, because she likes to travel too. Summer would be best. But your summer is our winter, right? Something like that. So we have to coordinate. But definitely want to go when it's warm. Started making the big ones. Yeah, no kidding. No cap, you were full of it today. Look at you. Hopefully you're a subscriber. Not sure. How do you know who your subscribers are, honestly? But, I would like to make it to 5,000 before I head to Florida on a girls' trip, because then I could do a really fun live stream from Florida where it's warm and pretty. So, oh, hi, Terry. Look at you. You're going to see my premiere tonight. I mean, it's your stuff. You've already seen it. But thank you for hosting it, because it was a lot of fun. And seriously, I would like to hit 5,000 before St. Patrick's Day, because that's when I'm going. So if anybody wants to, share, tell their friends and family or their kids to subscribe, they might find something they like, goats and things, or law. But all right, guys, 5 minutes till meeting time, so I have to go. But it's been really fun. I appreciate all of the kind comments, the super stickers, and super chats. It was awesome. Check back in tonight, a few more hours, and it'll be the premiere of our video from Terry from Crimes, Lies, and Alibis. And it features Natalie, Lawyer Chick, and myself having a girl time. So if you're in Florida, Beverly, you lucky duck. But thanks, guys. We'll check in with you guys tonight and maybe see you tomorrow too. Who knows? See ya.